e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Ruy-Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. Knight f6 develops the knight and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. d3 protects the e4 pawn and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. Bishop c5 develops the bishop, attacks the f2 pawn, and prepares castling. This forces the opponent to double pawns. Takes back. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. White develops the knight and attacks the center. A very strong play. One of the best moves. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. The opening development is progressing well. A solid choice. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This is not the right idea. That's fine. A very strong play. One of the best moves. The knight finds a new active square. A solid choice. Black develops the bishop and attacks the center. A very strong play. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. One of the best moves. The bishop finds a new active square. With the rook now developed as well, white has all pieces ready for action. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. Applying pressure to white's pawn chain. This threatens to kick a knight. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. A solid choice. This overlooks an opportunity to kick a knight. There were worse moves, but also something much better. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This takes an outpost, a square where the knight cannot be kicked out by a pawn. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This is an equal trade. Takes back. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. A very strong play. From this outpost, the rook has great activity. This is the strongest option. Taking that pawn wins material after the follow-up trades are made. Recaptures. Takes back. This attacks a queen, winning a tempo when it moves away. This move puts the queen on a safer square. White's pieces move to a square with greater activity and control. This passed pawn is a strong asset for black. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. The pawn is now adequately defended. Right on target. One of the best moves.